Yesterday was in La Union, I understand. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the presidential spokesperson, Attorney Roque. Sir.
Good morning, Philippines. Today's Malacanang press briefing is being held in the city of Legazpi in the province of Albay. I'd like to thank Governor Al Francis Bichara and Mayor Rosal for their hospitality in hosting us, as well as the many mayors who are present today. Specifically, I'd like to mention Mayor Noel Rosal of Legazpi, Mayor Herbie Aguas Santo Domingo, Mayor Jonet Arcangel, Mayor Ann Onyoko, Mayor Alan Arandia, Mayor Jaime Villanueva, Mayor Roland Galicia, Mayor Zenon Volante, Mayor Patricia Alsua, Mayor Armando Romano, Mayor Andara Balo, and as well as Yusek Ricardo Halao, Yusek Renato Solidum, and the regional directors Arnold Garcia of DSWD, General Claudio Yupot, and other resource persons that we have today. No? So let me begin by making an opening statement on Mayon volcano itself before we propound questions to the different line agencies represented here in Legazpi. No? So we're here in Legazpi to update the people on what's happening with Mount Volcano and the preparedness of both local government and national agencies to deal with the imminent threat from a volcanic eruption. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, together with the Philippine National Police, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Social Welfare and Development, Bureau of Fire Protection, and related line agencies are ready for any possible worst-case scenario brought about by intensified activities around Mayon. Moreover, the Bicol Region Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, through the Office of Civil Defense 5, with the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, and the Albay local government continue to closely monitor the volcano's activities in affected communities. As of January 18, 8 a.m. this morning, the alert level of Mayon volcano remains at alert level 3, which means that it is still at a high level of unrest. A hazardous eruption is possible within weeks or days. In addition, 48 rockfall events, 2 pyroclastic density currents, and 1 volcanic eruption were reported by Mayon Seismic Monitoring Network. We strongly advise the public to be vigilant and desist from entering the 6-kilometer danger zone and the 7-kilometer extended danger zone in the south flank of the volcano. A total of 8,623 families, or 34,996 persons, have been taken to temporary shelters in 30 evacuation centers, while 1,184 families, or 4,936 persons, are staying with relatives in Daraga, Albay. I'd like first to call on Undersecretary Renato Solidum of DOST and PhilBox to give us scenarios that may possibly happen. We are at alert level 3. Undersecretary Solidum, when, if at all possible, can we predict will there be an imminent eruption of Mayon volcano?
Thank you, Secretary. Currently, Mayon volcano is at alert level number 3. There is a high level of unrest, and if the activity escalates, it can lead to a hazardous explosion. However, as we monitor the volcano daily, there are 2 scenarios that we need to consider. Scenario 1, the current activity can be described as a continued lava eruption or non-explosive magmatic eruption. And this will be the continuous quiet extrusion of lava flow in the galleys on the southern flank, like Niisi and Bonga. And the current activity is similar to the 2006 and 2009 eruptions, but different from the very short-lived 2014 eruption. The current condition, with our monitoring of earthquake, gas, ground deformation, so far indicates no measurable change as of the present. So we will maintain it at alert level number 3. However, the other scenario that we need to consider is scenario number 2. It can progress into an explosive eruption. This can happen if lava has a lot of gas, or if the lava will be gas and will cover the vent of the volcano or the conduit of the volcano, and this could prevent the gas to escape and would lead to overpressurization, and an explosive eruption can become imminent. This scenario is similar to the unrest in the years 2000 to 2001, 1984 and 1968, where the first phase of the eruption was lava flow similar to the current condition, but these were followed by explosive eruption. Again, currently, the monitoring parameters indicate no trend right now towards this scenario, but we need to continuously monitor the volcano. If this scenario happens where there is overpressurized gas, we can step up to alert level 4, and that would mean that is the time we increase the danger zone. So as of this moment and the current state of the condition of the volcano, the recommended danger zones, as I emphasize, is only 6-kilometer radius permanent danger zone plus 1 kilometer extension or 7 kilometers extended danger zone in the southern flank.
Thank you, Yusek Solidum. I'd like to ask Governor Al Francis Bichara for the immediate concerns of the province of Albay in connection with what appears to be possible imminent volcanic eruption of Mount Mayon.
Well, a lot of our residents are concerned that we might have a major eruption that will reach up to 10 kilometers. Is that possible?
As we speak now, we don't see it right now, but if there will be overpressurization within the volcano, it is possible to the scale only of either 2,000 to 2,000 eruption, at hindi po naman umaabot yun ng mga 8 kilometers to 10 kilometers. But as a precaution, pag nag-alert level 4 po, sa ganitong senaryo ng 1984, pwedeng mag-extend yan hanggang 10 kilometers. Pero yung major eruption po ng 1814 and 1897, hindi po yun makikita sa ngayon kasi wala pong signs na kapareho nun. So we don't see the worst case scenario in this current activity.
Because our residents have a traumatic experience. So takot na rin sila. So let's be more specific on which part ng pwede kami mag-7, which part of the perimeter, the volcano of the conference center, kung saan, hanggang saan kami.
Okay.
Dahil sa first district, wala naman masyadong danger.
6 lang po doon sa north side ng volcano and even sa eastern side. Yun lang ang ating nare-recommenda, hanggang 6 lang ang kailangan i-evacuate. Dito sa south, hanggang 7. Pero siyempre, yung mga nakakarinig ng batong gumugulong at naririnig yung sound, may concern din sila. At ang karamihan naman ng mga settlement ay 8 or lagpas. So, 7 po ang aming recommendation sa south.
Mabuti nga ito para marinig din ang lahat. Dahil kala natin the entire perimeter. So, kung sa east, dito sa eastern seaboard, sa second, first district, wala, hanggang 6 lang tayo. Pagdating doon sa south, Daraga, Kamalig, Ginubatan, and Legazpi, 7 kilometers. Okay, that's clear.
Okay. Si Mayor Rosal is also here. Mayor Rosal, ano po ang gagawin ng local government at saka ng gobyerno doon sa mga tao na nakatira po doon sa 6-kilometer danger zone? Sino pong pupunta sa kanila? Kasi pipilitin ba sila umalis doon? Ano pong current state of preparedness natin pagdating doon sa pag-evacuate sa danger zone?
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Secretary, my fellow mayors, our governor. Actually, for the city of Legazpi, as mentioned by Yusek Solidum, that we have the permanent 6-kilometer danger zone, which Legazpi is cleared on that area. Wala po kami dyan talagang nakatira. And right now, nagkaroon na ng panic last Monday, January 15. Kaya I have to make a preemptive. It's not really a forced evacuation. So right now, for the city of Legazpi, I have about 2,800 families, about 11,000 plus residents from extended 8 to 9 danger zone. So because of the briefing of Secretary Yusek Solidong, there is a big possibility this afternoon magkaroon kami ng briefing, Secretary, that we have to bring them back muna. And as sabi nga ni Secretary Yusek Solidong, wala pa yung prerequisites natin. Matagal na tayo dito. But we have also to consider that Mayon is a very unpredictable volcano. Kaya kailangan lang talaga yung preemptive. But for Legazpi, Secretary, I would like to assure everyone that as mentioned, we will follow. And we just have to make, again, yung tinatawag natin na preparedness level. Kasi nasa alert level 3 lang tayo. So for the City of Legazpi, Secretary, ito na muna. So there may be a possibility this afternoon or early morning, mag-decamp muna tayo para ibalik muna natin yung ating mga almost 12,000 population. Thank you very much.
Kamalig is at the foot of Mount Volcano. Special concerns, Mayor Baldo of Kamalig, please.
Good morning po, sir. As of now po, we have 7,900 persons evacuated or 1,950 families po. As of now, isa po sa mga fears po namin, syempre, lalo na madami yung aming evacuees. First po yung food supplies. And then yung sanitation, particularly po sa mga toilets. So, and then po syempre lalo na din sa drinking water. So, in case lang po na nasabi kanina ng Secretary, in case na magkaroon po ng hazardous eruption, actually we are preparing for it na rin po kasi we are always aiming for zero casualty. So, as of now po, kung sakasakali man po, we would need the logistics. Isa po yan sa tinitignan namin na magiging problema. At saka syempre po, yung evacuation centers. Kasi nag-inventory na po kami ng mga schools namin. Kukulangin po talaga yung aming evacuation centers. So as of now po, yun ang aming nakikita, yun ang aming situation sa bayan po ng Kamalig. At isa pa po sa fear po namin is yung asphalt. Kasi kami po, although nasa 2nd District, nasa southwest po kami. So, as of now po, amihan tayo, which is yung southwest monsoon. So, talagang papunta po sa amin yung hangin. So, yun po ang pinaka-fear po namin.
We are joined today, thank you, Mayor, by Yusek Ricardo Halad of the NDCR, National Disaster Risk Management, NDRMMC. So, General Yusek Halad, paano po yung state of preparedness natin sa mga concerns na dinabas po ng ating Mayor ng Kamalig?
Thank you, Secretary. So ngayon, although yung response ay mostly sa LGU level, pero naka-augment naman yung ibang regional government agencies natin. Like for example, yung DSWD, utilizing yung preposition relief goods nila, ginagamit na rin yan. So yung Regional Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council natin, pinapangunahan ni Director Claudio Yugot ng OCD, ay tinitingnan na rin nila kung ano pa yung mga pangangailangan. Lalo na doon sa mga hindi maibigay ng LGU, ay dapat mag-mobilize sila ng resources. Utilizing resources at the regional level as well as resources that will be coming from the national government agencies. At may nakikita na nga tayo, yung sa sustainment ng supply of foods ay pangunahan niya ng DSWD with OCD support. Yung pangangailangan naman doon sa mga evacuation centers, like for example, concern on water, sanitation, and health, that's being led by DOH, likewise, and OCD support. So, sila dito sa Regional Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council, ay titignan lang ano pa yung mga pangangailangan, at kung hindi matugunan dito sa regional level, iangat nila doon sa national level at pag-uusapan namin yan doon. At isang concern na nga, yung kailangan ng put up ng temporary classrooms para hindi lalong mag-disrupt yung klase ng ating mga estudyante.
Okay, so I will definitely send a message to Secretary Briones that we need temporary classrooms dahil yung mga classrooms po ngayon ginagamit ng ating mga bakwit, no? And for the information of everyone, there are already 8,530 bakwits, no? 34,491, residing in 32 evacuation centers, most of them schools. No? That's why they have displaced the students meanwhile, and there is an urgent need now, Secretary Leonor Briones, for temporary school facilities so that the children can graduate this March. We're joined also today by Arvin Razo, who is the Assistant Regional Director for Operations of DSWD. Anong tulong na po ang nadala ng DSWD dito sa apektadong lugar ng Mayon at ano pa po ang aasahan nila sa DSWD?
Okay, thank you very much, Secretary. Sa end po ng DSWD, we started to augment family food packs and other non-food items worth 5.4 billion through the provincial government of Albay and of course through the local government unit of Legazpi. We still have, we are providing assurance to the public. We have adequate supply of food commodities for, just in case magkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na prolong na characteristics nila yon. So definitely yung ating mga evacuees ay mag-stay for a longer time dun sa designated evacuation centers natin. And we still have available stockpile worth 11.4 billion. And we have standby funds which can be utilized at any given time just to provide for the needs of our affected families and population in the mentioned 8 municipalities, 8 local government units in the province of Albay. So patuloy po ang DSWD, and again, we are giving the assurance that we have the sufficient and adequate logistical support which we can extend at any given time doon sa mga local government units.
Okay, nandito rin po representative ng Department of Health, no? Siyempre, with evacuation centers, mayroong mga concerns about sanitation dyan. Department of Health.
Director Noli Arevalo.
Thank you, Secretary Roque. First and foremost, since day one, we already have activated health stations in every evacuation center in coordination and collaboration with the local government units. We have deployed already 390 plus health human resource from the Department of Health and working together with the local health workers. To date, we have supplied initial medicines and logistics across the local governments affected at the cost of 300,000, and we have prepositioned 85,000 pesos at the provincial DOH office for any time for the needs of these communities. We also are allocated, based on our rapid health assessment, we took note that there are we need 700 more or less 700 temporary toilet facilities, and 300, half of it is already functional. The local governments and the Department of Health and the provincial government of Albay will be taking care of the other half. We have allocated 2 million for siphoning, for the construction of the toilet facilities and repair of those non-functional toilet facilities. We are channeling 600 plus thousand worth of commodities and supplies to the provincial government of Albay for their disposal to the affected areas. And rest assured that the Department of Health has ample supplies at our warehouse on standby should there be procrastination of the Mount Mayon activity. And we have already alerted the Department of Health Emergency Bureau for the quick response fund should there be a need for us to augment more to the local government, not only to the municipal and city, but likewise the provincial government of Albay. So, in our effort to prevent outbreaks and diseases in the evacuation center, we have heightened our disease surveillance, and across the evacuation centers, the most common cause of consultation is acute respiratory tract infection, which are being managed promptly and appropriately by our health station. So we will give you updates on the current health situation in the evacuation center, and rest assured that the hospitals are also ready to cater for patients who will be hospitalized or needing admission, and we already have agreement with the provincial government of Albay and BRTTH that if there are patients to be referred for admission, the Department of Health and the facilities are ready to cater for them. And if should they the requirements for the free hospitalization is satisfied, then we will give the services for free.
Okay. The last word I will give to Governor Bichara. Last word because I need to proceed with my regular press briefing, no? Outside of my own related news. No? So, Governor Bichara.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Now, I just want to share our predicament to all of you. Now, most of the LGUs are reliant or heavily relying on the internal revenue allotment shares. And right now, for the year 2018, DBM normally downloads our share on a monthly basis. But until this January, no download happened yet. So, you see, eto mga ginagamit ng mga local government units, yun ang savings nila. Because 5% of the general budget of its respective LGUs is reserved for calamity. Correct. Pero wala pa naman yung pera, yung 5% is 5% of nothing pa rin. So, way back in year 1999, when the volcano erupted, the then President, Joseph Estrada, came over. Umisya ng cheque, binigay sa local government. Sa inyo na yan, bahala na kayo, dahil you are directly accountable to the Commission on Audit, you are directly accountable to your electorate. Now, if you will pass through the bureaucratic procedure, bakit tapos na yung event, wala pang naibibigay dito. So what we want is pagtiwalaan ninyo ang local government. We know better. This is our territory. We are on the front line. Dahil ito, wala tayo ng mga classroom. Yung mga na-evacuate, yung mga estudyante nasa evacuation center. Walang klase doon. Yung nilipatan nilang mga classroom, na wala ng classroom, yung mga estudyante doon. Now, it's either we use the classroom and nilipat natin sa tent yung mga evacuees or we put up makeshift classrooms. We need it as soon as possible because school days will close, school calendar will close on March. O, paano yung gagraduate? Paano yun? Iikli ang bakasyon nila. On top of what we've been suspending classes because of the weather, and they demand more suspension without realizing that their vacation will become shorter. Now, we want to raise this. Sana, they will understand our predicament. After all, the President comes from the local government. Naging mayor siya. Alam niya ang problema ng local government units.
Okay. Governor, makakarating po ang mensahe ninyo because as you said, the President is a mayor. He wants still to be referred to as Mr. Mayor. He is for federalism precisely because he wants to empower the local government unit. Makakarating po ang mensahe. We now go to our regular press briefing. I begin with our regular good news. First good news is on the Social Weather Station 4th quarter 2017 survey on the net satisfaction rating of President Duterte. We're elated with the latest Social Weather Station survey showing an excellent net satisfaction rating of the Duterte administration at plus 70. December 2017 figure is a 12-point rise from September 2017, which was at plus 58. It is worth mentioning that the current administration's 70 net satisfaction rating is considered record high by the SWS. It is also the highest net satisfaction rating received by any administration in the last 28 years. Our people recognize the efforts of the Duterte administration when they rated the present government very good in fighting terrorism, helping the poor, and building and maintenance of public works, foreign relations, and providing jobs. Needless to say, this excellent public confidence will continue to motivate the President and his team to continue working hard to lay down the foundations of a peaceful and prosperous nation. Another good news, there was a 10.79% increase in Philippine merchandise export in the period of January to November 2017, according to the Philippine Statistics Authority. We attribute this growth to the significant increase for both electronics and non-electronics exports, with 10.84% and 10.73% respectively. The People's Republic of China, Hong Kong, Japan, and USA were our top merchandise export destinations. Another good news, nabuksan na po ang Karay-Karay Bridge sa Biliran. Kung maalala niyo po, nasira po itong tulay ng Karay-Karay sa Biliran nung bagyong dumaan, yung bagyong Urduhan nung Disyembre. Ang sabi po ng DPWH nung nagkaroon kami ng press briefing sa Biliran, kinakailangan nila ng 1 buwan. Wala pa pong 1 buwan, nabuksan na po ang Karay-Karay Bridge. Yan po ay pinangako ni Secretary Villar kay Presidente nung sinabi ni Presidente, napakatagal ng 1 buwan para mabuksan yung bridge na yan. No? Another good news, ang PhilHealth is now in the process of accrediting registered nurses as accredited professional healthcare providers for 3 packages, including maternity care package, newborn care package, and normal and spontaneous delivery package in the PhilHealth accredited birthing homes. Now, in addition, the policy accredited nurses can also provide services for family planning benefits being performed and reimbursed in primary care facilities such as IUDs insertion and subdermal contraceptive implant packages. Okay? Now, pupunta naman po tayo dun sa pinakabagong balita di umano ng Rappler. Let me start by saying that this allegation against Special Advisor to the President, Bongo, appears to be defense by way of an offense. Please note that this allegation came out immediately after the decision of the SEC declaring that Rappler Inc. and Rappler Holder violated the ownership rules of the Constitution on mass media companies. No? So it appears that the best defense is an offense, but as you know, former FOIC of the Navy, Mercado, has issued a statement stating categorically that SAP Bongo never intervened in connection with the frigate project. Likewise, we have a clarification already issued by Secretary Lorenzana that the white paper was not handed to him by Secretary Bongo. In addition, I'd like to reiterate my statement that what was purchased by the Philippine government during the Aquino administration were 2 frigates, not just boats. So that includes the boat, that includes the communication system, that includes the navigation system, and the combat system. Because a later story of Rappler disputed our allegation that, or the fact that this frigate project was already selected and awarded by the previous administration. So again, I'd like to debunk the claim of Rappler that this combat system was procured separately from the frigates. Hindi po. Yung 15.7 billion na binili po nating frigates includes already this combat system. And because this was already awarded to Hyundai, it was really futile on the part of anyone, including Secretary Bongo, to intervene. Because at that point, the winning bidder, Hyundai, had already specified kung ano po yung ilalagay na combat system sa barkong na ibili na natin. So, malinaw po yan. Now, questions now from the media present here and from Manila. Before I read the questions from Manila, I'd like to take questions from the media practitioners present here. Yes, please. Channel 7. Identify yourselves, please.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
I'm Alan Catos from GMA TCWB.
Yes, Alan.
I would like to direct my question to Yusek Solito. May sinabi ko kanina si Mayor Rosal possible pag-pick up sila ngayong hapon, bababalikin muna. Sa tingin niyo ho ba, advisable ho ba yun? Despite na ongoing pa rin yung pag-alboroto ng bulkang ngayon?
Yung gagawin ni Mayor Rosal ay consistent lang sa advisory natin at ng provincial government ng Albay. Nasa southern flank ay hanggang 7 kilometers ang ating recommended na dapat walang pumapasok o dapat wala. At kung maintindihan nyo, karamihan po ng settlement sa southern flank ng may volcano ay nagsisimula sa 8 kilometers.
Okay, questions? May follow-up ba si Alan? Yes, Alan.
Yes. Sa mga nakalipas po na araw na pag-ikot namin, meron pa rin hong pabalik-balik sa danger zone. Ito ho ba pinapayagan natin na mag-stay yung mga tao doon kahit sinasabi nila sa araw naman naglalabas sila, nag-aalaga ng kalabaw at baka at pagkatapos sa gabi babalik sila. Ano ho ba ang statement dito ng local government?
Ito yan. Sa 6-kilometer radius, wala nang pumapasok doon. Pero hindi natin maiwasan na may pumupuslit. Kasi kahit na maglagay tayo ng mga checkpoints doon sa mga choke points, di sila dadaan doon. Dadaan sila sa ibang lugar. So may pupunta doon. At we cannot establish yung a team na mabuman-tuman sa bawat tao. So, hindi maiwasan yun. Pero, minimize yun. Those are minimize the incidents na yun.
Okay? Questions? Okay, kung walang questions, okay, go.
Okay, sir, good morning. Alan po of PTV4. Sir, there are a series of questions here from reporters from Malacanang. Can
Yes,
I just
please.
ask this, sir? Okay, from Tina Mendez from Philippine Star. Any information on the courtesy call of Mr. Katsuyoki Kawai on PRRD yesterday? May message po ba si PM Shinzo Abe for PRRD and what's the response of the President, sir?
I'm sorry, I was not present yesterday because I had to write a statement for circulation yesterday. But I will find out today and I will issue a statement on what inspired.
Okay. So, sunod ko lang yung from Miss Rose Novenario. His or her question is, may group or individual po ba na nasa likod ng pagdawit kay Sap Bongo sa project? Part po kaya ito ng destabilization against the government?
Well, Rappler lang naman po naglabas niya, no? So, better ask Rappler. They would know better.
Okay. Sir, third from Leila Salaveria. Sorry sir, susunodin ko na. What do we hope to gain by allowing China to explore Benham Rice? Do we not have concerns about its motive?
Alam niyo po, it's a scientific research. So science is science. No? Science knows no nationalities. No? And the requirement is that Philippine scientists must also participate in the scientific exercise and that the results must be shared with Philippine authorities. So the quest for truth is all important. It knows nationalities. And that's why all countries that would want to conduct joint research with us in this extended continental shelf are welcome to do so. We have in fact established guidelines on which of these requests can be approved.
Okay, sir, another from Ted Tuvera. May mga move po ba na gagawin ang Palas regarding sa siyam na Filipinos na may death sentence sa Malaysia?
Well, lahat na po yung ginagawa natin para matulungan yung ating mga kababayan dyan sa Sabah. Yan po isang responsibilidad ng Estado. Tinatanggap po natin yan. Pero may limitasyon po magagawa natin dyan. No? Humihingi po tayo ng kahit papano clemency para hindi matuloy yung death penalty na napataw sa kanila. Pero ang decision po ay decision pa rin ng mga Malaysian.
Okay, sir, last question from Pia Gutierrez of ABS-CBN. Congressman Freddy Neil Castro told ANC this morning that the proposed constitutional amendment to limit state protection to only the responsible exercise of the freedom of speech came from Malacanang. So, can you confirm this, sir? And how do you reconcile this to the Palace statement that there is no crackdown on media?
I cannot confirm that because it certainly did not come from my office. No? But that is a proposal and that was acted upon by the House of Representatives acting as a constituent assembly. So that's a proposal from the House.
Secretary, good noon sir. Para kay Yusek Solidum. Erin Simagan po sa GMA 7. Yusek, pwede niyo bang ibahagi sa amin kung ano po yung mga significant na nakita ninyo sa aerial inspection niyo sir kahapon po?
Kung anong nakalagay doon sa ating bulletin, yun na rin yun. Essentially, kino-confirm lang natin na may bagong dome sa tuktok ng bulkan at yung mga lavang dumaloy papunta sa south. Now, just hindi naman nalalagay sa bulletin, but if you notice, yung dating bungi ng crater ng Mayon ay naayos na. Parang na-facelift na yung mukha niya sa south because of the continued lava flow. Essentially, the aerial observation was to confirm what happened inside the crater and which areas were affected by the current deposit. No? So yun yung significance ng ating aerial, which would mean na mukhang lava flow lang talaga ang nangyayari at wala pang explosive deposits na tulad ng pyroclastic flow in other areas. So mainly concentrated sa southern flank, which is consistent with our recommendation for the extended danger zone doon sa south.
Yusek Solidum, please confirm, will you have another aerial inspection this afternoon?
Hindi pa po, wala pa ata kaming balak, but we have teams all around anyway. Ang importante sa combination po yan talaga ng instrument that would monitor what is happening inside the volcano. Ang aerial observation is just to confirm the possible effects and the deposit on the slope.
Last follow-up lang, Yusek. Sir, yung river channels po, kamusta yung monitoring ninyo?
Ang river channels kasi ay delikado kung dumami ang abong iniimbak sa southern side. And that's another concern. Dapat maintindihan ng publiko na pagdating sa activity ng Mayon, dalawang klase ng danger zone ang ating tinitingnan. Una, danger zone sa volcano activity. Nandiyan na yung 6 kilometers of extended servant sa south. At kapag mula ng matindi, kung sakaling marami ng deposito, kung sakali o sa position, ay posible magkaroon ng lahar. Pero yung nabisita mo at mapapansin ay yung mga ilog doon ay nagkaroon ng pagbabaw dahil sa ulan ay binabana yung ibang mga abo. Hindi pa talaga totoong lahar yun. Parang bahalang na bit-bit yung mga buhangin at abo.
Good morning po, Joanna po from UNTV 37. Sir, anyone can answer for this one. Since identified na po yung 6-kilometer permanent danger zone, and from the term permanent danger zone, are we not considering po na tuluyan ng pagbawalan yung pagtira ng mga tao dun po sa lugar, since delikado nga po dahil po sa bulkan?
Wala na po nakatira doon since then. Because we have declared that as a 6-kilometer danger zone, permanent danger zone. May ordinansa kami dyan. Pero hindi yung maiwasan na nagtatanim doon, yung mga farmers. Maglalagay sila ng makeshift na bahay-bahay doon. But they don't live there anymore.
Sir, pa-expound lang po sa ordinance po natin. Kasi, kumbaga para lang, mas mahigpitan sana yung mga kababayan natin na bumabalik pa rin doon. Kasi nga, medyo delikado po rin po.
Alam mo, kailangan magman-tuman na tayo dito. Kasi sa dami ng tao, kahit saan pwedeng dumaan. Very porous itong wala naman bakuran eh. May mga kalye papunta doon, pero yung karamihan trails. Pag nilagyan mo ng checkpoint, yung isang trail, hindi dadaan doon, dadaan sa ibang lugar. But it's just a handful of them. But during yung kalmadong mayon, talagang nagtatanim sila doon dahil very fertile ang lupa dyan. Pero wala nakatira.
Kasi po, Dennis Hamito from Bombo Radio Philippines. Question lang po na kay Director Solidum. Nung pumunta po kami sa P-Box ay mano-mano yung pagpa-plot ng mga data. Tapos yung issue po dun sa mga nawalang facilities na nagpapabagal daw po sa pag-gather ng information. Address na po ba ito, Director Solidum?
Ano po yung tanong yung mano-mano?
Yung
mano-mano ay normal. Actually, ang daming equipment sa Mayon volcano and it's one of the most instrumented volcano all over the world. So of course, hindi ko alam kung ano ibig sabihin ng mano-mano, but you have to inspect data and locate earthquakes and count it. Hindi naman talaga automated yan. Kasi yung instrument does not recognize the type of earthquakes that a volcano would show. Pagdating sa fault earthquakes, yun, kaya-kaya ng automatic yan. Now, sa second question, yung na-address, ay hindi namin nababalik yung operation doon sa lugar na ninakaw ang aming baterya at solar panel. Kasi, hindi naman off-the-shelf yung baterya ginagamit namin. It has very long-lasting battery and it's ini-import yan. Now, what is the purpose of having many instruments around the volcano is for redundancy. Kunyari, Pag sumabog ang bulkan ng malakas, baka matabunan yung iba. Masira. So dapat meron kaming buhay na instrumento. Meron naman kaming sapat sa labas, but ang request lang natin, huwag naman galawin. Kasi these are also very important, lalo na kung talagang nagkakaroon na ng maraming activity, we need to have as many data as possible. As you speak though, nandiyan na yung magma sa loob, earthquake monitoring po yun. Marami pa kami instrumento that are not in that area, which would also give us an indication of what is happening. As of this moment, ang pinaka-importanting parametro maliban sa earthquake ay gas. Meron po tayong permanent gas monitoring and also mobile, and yung ground deformation, yung pamabaga. And we have enough, and we also have physical monitoring of this kind of parameter.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Magandang umaga po, Secretary, Governor kay Yusek. Nancy Medjolillo po from Radyo Pilipinas, Albay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ang tanong ko po, sir, kay Secretary Yusek Solidon. Sir, Mayon is stuck up for almost 4 or 5 days at alert level 3. No, I have been covering Mayon for how many years na back. No, pero yung ngayon, parang na-stuck up po siya at alert level 3. So parang hang po tayo there. Now, ang tanong natin is, what are the other parameters na kailangan po natin to raise it at alert level 4 or maybe to lower it down at alert level 2?
Bago ko sagutin, mas maganda ng stock up sa alert level 3 kaysa stock up sa alert level 4. Ibig sabihin, mas marami kang pina-evacuate. Kaya nga tayo very careful sa pag-raise ng alert kasi wala pa tayo nakikita parametro. And we maintain the same alert level if the condition does not increase or decrease. Okay? Now, ano ang parametro para magbigay ng alert level 4? Pag dumadami na yung gas. Or pag nawala yung gas. Pag nawala yung gas, dapat may steaming yan regularly sa ngayon. Pero pag nawala, ibig sabihin na barahan ng lava ang tuktok, yun yung problema. Mag-iipon ng gas, pwedeng sumabog. Kundi kaya dumami na yung mga earthquakes at patuloy yung ground pamamaga ng vulkan.
So, sir, this condition at alert level 3, so we're not sure how long it will stay.
Sa ngayon, bigyan ko kayo ng idea kung bakit namin sinasabing baka hindi pa tapos as 4 days pa lang ng activity. Matagal pa ang dapat tingnan natin. Meron kaming iniisip na quota ng vulkan na dapat ilabas niya every year na hindi siya sumasabog. Yung huling pagsabog niya, 2014, parang kakarampot lang yun, 1 million cubic meters. Marami kaming in-expect na volume ng magma na dapat ilabas niya since 2009. Hindi pa naabot niya ang quota. Okay? At ang nilabas pa lang ng vulkan ay 5 million cubic meters. Estimate po namin ng lava na lumabas. So, posibleng nga talagang patuloy lang yung lava, which is better para sa ating mga kababayan. Pero mahirap mo sabihin kung hanggang doon lang unless tumigil na yung pamamaga ng vulkan at tumahimik na yung vulkan.
Sir, isa na lang po. May we know the quota?
Ang problema sa pagbibigay lahat ng information ay dumadami ng mga volcanologists every time na sumasabog ng mayon. Okay? So kung bibigyan kita ng quota, baka mag-over-interpret naman kayo. Sasabihin ko na lang, malayo pa doon sa aming inaasahan mo.
Sir? Ironically ko, sir, ng Manila Bulletin. Following the statement earlier of Governor Bichara, and si nandito na si Secretary Roque and he vowed to deliver your message to the President. To Governor Bichara, how much exactly fund do you want to ask from the Office of the President?
Well, to be modest about it, kasi the last time, that was in 2000, ang iniwan sa amin ni Presidente Erap was 25 million na nakatulong. Binigyan namin yung mga local government units. So, hindi na sila nahihirapan ng sourcing. At siguro mga 50 for a start, pwede nang ibagsak sa ano. Kesa magpavalidate pa, katakot-takot na validation sa mga reports. And by the time, wala naman dumarating. So, one time na lang. Pero, ano katakutan nila eh? May COA, may mga resident auditors ang bawat munisipyo, ang syudad, ang probinsya. Nandiyan na yung check and balance. So, allow this, you should trust your mayors and your political leaders because they were elected, they are directly accountable to the people, And most of all, they are now their field commanders here.
But let me just state for the record, DSWD has sent almost 6 million worth of assistance to the area, and a further 12 million is on its way. And the DOH has also pledged 2 million for toilet facilities to the immediate area. So we have from DSWD and DOH alone 6 plus 12 plus 2.
Pero sir, in case of sa Office of the President, because there were reports before that yung funds for the disaster response was cut. So, if in case meron bang budget ng Office of the President?
Madami pong budget naman. Yusek, please address the issue of how much budget we have for disaster preparedness and relief assistance.
At the national level, meron tayong budget. That's what we call the National Disaster Risk Resilience Fund. Outright, meron din tinatawag tayong Quick Response Fund na nandun sa different agencies like DSWD, even OCD, DPWH. But meron din naman local DRRL funds at local government units. So, kailangan talaga yung pagtutulungan nito kasi ang konsepto natin ay parang bibingka eh. Merong ingit sa ilalim, meron din ingit galing sa taas para magluto yung nasa gitna. Yung ating mga kababayan na kailangan ng tulong. Kaya lang ang concern ng LGU is it's the start of the year, hindi pa available yung funds. So, titingnan ko natin yan kung paano ang magiging arrangement. But, merong ready funds ang ating mga national government agencies which we call the Quick Response Fund.
So again, just to summarize, sa DOH and SWD, 22 million have already been poured in.
One last for you say, Solido. Sir, how much time na nakikita niyo na this situation would last? Would you recommend to the LG na this would be a month-long situation?
Hindi mo naman masasabi kung gaano talaga kabilis at gaano karaming ilalabas. But based on past eruptions of Mayon, mabilis na yung 3 weeks to 1 month sa evacuation, and that only happened in 2009 where the eruption was kind of fast and tuloy-tuloy, walang lag. And talagang naabot niya yung volume na in-expect namin. At in some other occasions, may mga 3 months na tinatagal ang mga evacuees. We hope to be able to shorten that, but we hope that the volcano will also be able to finally stop its activity.
Next question, I saw kanina pa si Sir, nakahawak ng microphone, then Vice Versa.
Okay, good morning, Secretary Roque. From Radio Natin Nationwide, Mr. Derek Ponderada. Ang tanong ko, sir, address to Secretary Renato Solidum. Yung mga equipment, sir, na binabanggit mo, kasi dito sa Albay, paminsan naman ang balita ang mga equipment na P-box na nawawala, na nanakaw. So, as of now, sir, na-replace na ba? Reported by Sir Edward Corta.
Ay, yung tanong kanina sinagot ko, hindi po namin napapalitan yung battery at solar panel kasi kailangan import, but don't worry, we are fully equipped with monitoring the current activity of the volcano. Napakarami pong instrumento for redundancy.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. So, obrigada Rani Mendones po, obrigada ni Staff ng Bigaspi. My question is for DOH, Dr. Napoleon Arevalo. So, as of this time, yung state of readiness po and yung health concern ng mga evacuees, kumusta na po?
Nasabi ko kanina na hinighten namin yung disease surveillance. So, across the evacuation center, still the leading cause of consultation is upper respiratory tract infection. And these are being properly and promptly addressed by the local health workers and the DOH deployed personnel. So, kami, as I said, we already have pegged or earmarked funds for this activity. Baka kasi tumagal pa, and we are assuring the public that kung 75% na maubos yung fund namin sa region, we are asking for replenishment from the central office.
There are 5 people na naka-queue for the question. We'll start with Ms. Bagsha, followed by Elmer James Bindol, yung katabi, sir. Mahina ang mata ko ngayon, then si Mr. DCGB at doon sa likod. Sir, pwede bumaba ka na later para sunod-sunod ang tanong. Please do, Ms. Bagsha.
Good morning, Rights Barsha, Manila Times and Rockler. I have 2 questions. One for Yusik Siludem and two for Secretary Roque. First, sir, many instruments were lost to thieves. Do you think there is a need for us to come up for a legislation to come up with rigid sanction for the persons violating or yung mga nagnanakaw na mga instruments?
Meron na yan, meron na. Mas matindi pa nga ang parusa sa mga nagnanakaw ng disaster monitoring instruments. Ang kailangan lang ay mahuli at parusahan. Meron ng batas.
So, the problem is the implementation, right?
Well, mahuli. Pero I mean, maganda yung batas, but remember, I'd like to appeal naman that the instruments that the national government are putting up for volcanoes, for weather, are for our own public safety. Para naman ito sa lahat sa inyo sa Albay. No? So yun po, dapat po pangalagaan natin ng mga monitoring stations. Hindi rin ng PWOX, ng Pag-asa, and other agencies.
Sir, sa Albay na po ba nawawala ng mga instruments? Kasi we have other volcanoes, di po ba? Sa ibang regions, may mga nawawala.
Madalas sa Albay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. For Secretary Roque, sir, I'd like to ask the question, will the Malacanang conduct an investigation regarding the involvement of Bongo for the purchase of Bridget rather than coming up with conclusive statement?
Well, the President there, Rappler, come up with your evidence against Bongo within 24 hours and he will fire Bongo. The most that they could come up with is that article containing allegedly a marginal note, no, not emanating from Bongo, purportedly emanating from Secretary Lorenzana, but Secretary Lorenzana has since unequivocally stated that Bongo did not intervene in the frigate project. So, an investigation has been conducted, and it has been found that the allegations of Rappler are untrue and unfounded.
How many days is the investigation had been done, sir?
Well, the challenge was for Rappler to come up with its evidence within 24 hours so the President can fire Bongo. 24 hours expired, nothing. Nothing by way of actual evidence.
Thank you.
Mike, please.
We have two domes, Lava Dome of Mayon Volcano and Yusek Sule Dome. Sir, this only to allay fears from our residents that for the past 3 days, there was more than 100 plus lava collapse observation, and they fear that they might destroy the beauty or the conical shape of Mayon Volcano. What's the real score for this?
Well, if you look at the crater and based on the aerial survey, hindi po nagko-collapse yung bagong lava dome, no? At ang nangyari siguro yung isang survey na at interpretation namin sa bandang Miisi, pero sa upper summit na nag-collapse during the activity at kaya nga madalas dumaan yung lava flow doon. What is really happening is that the collapses are due to the fact that the lava is going at the upper slope, which is very steep, nakabitin lang yan. So talagang normal, habang dumadalo yung lava dahil nakabitin, babagsak siya. And that's the danger of the current activity to the southern flank. So hindi naman yung tuktok ang nagko-collapse.
So it's only the Mayon Volcano is having a glamorous show for this moment.
Well, yeah, siguro. Pero ang importante ay bantayan natin na mabuti na hindi pumasok doon sa lugar na doon bumabagsak yung mga.
Thank you, James. Next, sir. Sir, ikaw na po. And then, Mr. Henry Maceda, PCGB, followed by, sino yung nagtaas na kami? Ikaw, sir. Then followed by Philippine Star.
Thank you. Good morning po. Para kay Governor Bichara. So, marami po kasi nagtatanong sa amin from DWJT 97.9 radyo po lang po. So, marami po nagtatanong sa amin, hindi namin masagot. Dinigray po ang inter-alpine na ang state of calamity. So, paano daw po yung mga bayan na hindi po apektado ng pagsabog ay itong pag-aaborot ng bulkan?
Hindi lang yung mayon. Masama ang panahon. Marami nasirang dikes din. Marami nasirang mga kalye. So, sinama na namin. Para you can introduce the repairs, charge doon sa calamity. calamity fund. So this is one way of utilizing the calamity fund, by way of declaring a state of calamity.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Mr. Maceda.
Sir, good afternoon po. Henry Maceda, DCGB. Although kanina na-mention po ninyo na may 22 million Secretary Roque na allotted by DOH and DSWD, pero bang aasahan na direct kami ng tulong na alibay, especially the evacuees and the NGO from the Office of the President?
Well, whatever you need po, paparating ko yung sinabi ni Governor kay Mr. President, and I'm sure there will be further assistance forthcoming. Sabi nga po ni Yusek, may naka-standby po dyan. So wag po kayong mag-alala. Meron po talaga tayo nakalaan sa pantao ng budget para sa mga man-made or natural calamities.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you. Pakibigay po dyan sa likod. Sir, thank you.
Good afternoon po. From Dennis Mulbag, radyo natin, Tabaco City. May question po to Sir Solidong. Total po ang Legazpi and Digdi po sa southbound ng Mayon, apektado po. Dito po sa Tabaco City, may possibility po ba kayong pabalikin ang mga evacuate? Total po hindi naman masyado doon po na nakapasok sa 6 km danger zone.
Anong tinatanong mo, yung evacuees outside?
Ito po.
Yes. Ulitin natin, at parola naman tayo sinasabi ng provincial government, talagang within the 6 kilometers lang naman ang ating strictly being recommended na walang tao doon.
Actually, nandito yung Mayor Crisel of Tabaco City. Pwede natin tanongin kay Mayor kung yung mga evacuees sa anong kilometer radius sa
6 kilometer radius.
Yun lang.
Opo.
So, how many barangays?
5 barangays ang affected. 6 barangays ang affected.
Sa loob ng 6 kilometer?
Sa loob ng 6 kilometer danger zone. And we have now 265 families. Ang mga medyo nagpapanik lang po yung nasa barangay Buwang. At kahit yung medyo malapit na sa 6 kilometers talaga, ina-accommodate na rin namin. Pero hindi pa rin siya lumalampas sa 7. So, sila po yung nasa evacuation centers natin. Ang pwede po sumingit na andito na lang naman, na ang concern ko po ang DOH na malaking tulong na nabigay sa mga waterless barangays, mga containers, kasi yung aming Bureau of Fire naman talagang nandadala ng potable water at may arrangement kami sa water district na libre naman po yung water na i-deliver sa evacuation centers. Ang concern ko po kung merong programa para sa pregnant and lactating women, I think kailangan maging gender sensitive yung ating approach sa pag-manage ng evacuation centers. So nakita po namin with the disaggregated data na marami po yung mga pregnant and lactating, PWDs and elderly. Baka may mga special programs po ang DSWD at DOH na po pwede pong maibaba sa mga evacuation centers to address this.
Thank you, Mayor Crisel Lagman ng Tobago. DOH?
Maraming salamat, Mayor Crisel. Actually, we have disaggregated the data into the vulnerable evacuees like the elderly, the PWD, the pregnant and lactating, and the under 5 children. For the ones who are pregnant, we have already instructed the health workers to do the quality prenatal care and provide them with their usual supplements for pregnant women. For the under 5, we already have, we were assisted by the NNC to conduct the nutritional assessment so that children will not regress to become malnourished, and those with malnourished children we provided with ready-to-use therapeutic food. In fact, we dedicated spaces for birthing rooms just in case there would be delivery at the evacuation center, and also we have identified senior citizens that might be recipients for influenza and pneumococcal vaccines.
I'm told this is our last question from Philippine Star.
Yes, Sir, Philippine Star. First po yung tanong ko kay address kay Solidong. Sir, yung basis po ng ating pag-forecast o predict ng mayon ay based sa recorded history. Mula ng 1616. Tapos noong 2014 po, may nangyari na hindi naman, correct me if I'm wrong, wala naman sa previous, like lava flow lang siya, but it did not proceed to a strong eruption.
Tama po yan. Kaya remember, para lang lesson, hanggang alert level 3 lang kami. Hindi kami nag-alert level 4. So we were not saying that there will be an explosion which is imminent. Kasi at some point, pwedeng hanggang dyan lang sa scenario ang gagawin na
or pwede sir na may ibang ipakitang bagong wala pa sa recorded history.
Mahirap sabihin. Pero based sa mga deposit ng volcano, ay may range lang naman na pwedeng kaya ang bawat volcano. But I cannot say na napakita niya na lahat. Posibleng masyadong matarik ang may volcano, and the higher the volcano, the steeper it is. So may mga instability minsan ng ibang volcano. Not Mayon. Like Iriga volcano is like a smaller version of Mayon before, but it got destabilized and nagkaroon ng landslide. Matagal na senaryo na nadi-discuss na rin yan dito sa Albay. Di ba? Yung mga ganong senaryo. But so far, Mayon has not shown that. No evidence.
Yes, po. Please, Secretary Roque po. Sir, ang isa pong problema kung bakit patuloy na pumapasok sa 6PDC ay wala pong batas, a national legislation that would ban entering the 6PDC. Wala po talagang batas. In fact, may mga existing laws, lalo na yung NAIPAS law, inaalaw pa nga ang trick sa Mayon volcano. So, hindi pa pwede maglabas yung Congress ng batas that would really make it legislative, illegal to enter the 6PDC. Wala pong basis kasi ng walang sanction, legal sanction.
Well, anyway, ang alam po natin meron na raw ordinance according to Governor na ipinagbabawal na papasok dyan sa 6-kilometer permanent danger zone. And sabi po ni Yusek Solidum ay meron namang national land use, proposed national land use law pending in Congress.
O sir, sana sir national legislation para yung pong ibang mga batas na nag-aalaw ng climb ay masupersede.
The national land use law is a certified urgent measure on the part of Malacanang. So ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. For members of the Malacanang Press Corps, I posted in our thread summary of what transpired in the meeting between the advisor to the Japanese Prime Minister on Foreign Affairs and the PRRD. So again, I'd like to thank Mayor Francis C. Bichara for his hospitality in hosting this prudential briefing in Legazpi, Albay. And as usual, I'd like to thank the members of the media and all of you for attending our press briefing today. Our message in bringing the Palace press briefing to many parts of the Philippines is that the Palace is with you, especially in these trying times. Kasama po ninyo at kaakibat ninyo po si Presidente Duterte dito po sa Legazpi, Albay. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you everyone. That ends the Malacanang press briefing in Albay with Secretary Harry Roque, the Presidential Spokesperson.